Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the world of DeepSeek, this new AI that's got everyone buzzing, especially in the financial world. You sent us a ton of research and articles, so it's clear you're all trying to figure out what it all means. We'll break down everything from DeepSeek's capabilities and its potential impact on companies like Nvidia, all the way to what this could mean for the future of AI development. Expert speaker, I'm already seeing some pretty wild claims about DeepSeek's impact on Nvidia stock. What's the real story here?
It's definitely been a roller coaster ride for Nvidia's investors. There's this narrative going around that DeepSeek is the reason behind their recent stock dip. But as with most things in the world of finance, it's a bit more nuanced than that.
Okay, so before we get into the stock market drama, can we back up a bit? For those of us who haven't been glued to the AI news cycle, what exactly is DeepSeek?
You're absolutely right. Let's start with the basics. DeepSeek is essentially this powerful new AI system that's causing a stir because it seems to be achieving results comparable to some of the big players out there. But using far fewer resources, actually two things, DeepSeek V3, which is the foundation, and DeepSeek R1, which is kind of like V3 on steroids.
Okay, so it's like V3 is the basic model and R1 is the supercharged version. You mentioned they use fewer resources. What does that even mean in the context of AI?
Great question. When we talk about training AI models, especially large language models, think of it as teaching them with massive amounts of data. This teaching process requires a lot of computational power, which usually means tons of expensive specialized computer chips called GPUs.
So the more powerful the GPU,
Right.
the faster and better you can train your AI.
Exactly. It's like having a bigger, faster brain for your AI to learn with. What's interesting about DeepSeek V3 is that it was trained using less powerful GPUs and in a shorter time frame compared to some of its competitors, like GPT-4, yet it's still achieving impressive results.
That's amazing. It sounds like they found a way to do more with less, which is incredible. But how does DeepSeek R1 fit into all of this?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. DeepSeek R1 builds on V3 but takes it a step further with some advanced techniques. One of these is something called chain of thought prompting, which essentially allows the AI to break down problems into smaller steps, kind of like how we humans think things through.
So instead of just spitting out an answer, it actually shows its work. That's wild. Does this chain of thought thing make a big difference in terms of performance?
It actually does. It turns out that by allowing the AI to think step by step, they've been able to significantly boost its reasoning abilities. In some tasks, it's even performing on par with, if not better, than OpenAI's O1, which is considered the gold standard in many areas.
Hold on. If this DeepSeek R1 is so amazing, why haven't we all heard of it before?
Well, you have to remember that the world of AI is incredibly competitive. There are a lot of brilliant minds working on these problems. DeepSeek actually came from a somewhat unexpected place, a quant company.
Wait, a quant company? You mean like the ones that use complex math to make financial predictions? What does that have to do with AI?
It's a fascinating story, actually. It turns out that quant companies need a lot of computing power to run their models, so they often have these supercomputers just sitting around crunching numbers.
So someone had the brilliant idea to use this spare computing power to train an AI model on the side. That's pretty clever.
Exactly. And it seems like that side hustle has turned into something pretty groundbreaking.
This is already blowing my mind. But we can't ignore the elephant in the room. All the articles you sent about DeepSeek tanking Nvidia's stock, is there any truth to those claims?
Ah, yes, the stock market drama. It's definitely been a hot topic. While there was a dip in Nvidia's stock price around the same time DeepSeek was announced, it's probably an oversimplification to say that DeepSeek single-handedly caused it.
Okay, so what's the real story then? What factors are at play here?
Well, first of all, remember that the stock market is incredibly complex and reacts to all sorts of news and speculation. Sometimes even a hint of uncertainty can trigger a chain reaction.
So maybe investors got spooked by the idea that DeepSeek could disrupt the demand for Nvidia's GPUs.
That's one possible explanation. If DeepSeek can achieve amazing results with less powerful and therefore less expensive GPUs, it could potentially shake things up in the market.
It would make sense if some investors decided to sell their Nvidia stock based on that fear.
Right. But then we also have to consider this economic concept called the Jevons paradox. Have you heard of it?
I think I've come across it, but honestly, I couldn't explain it to save my life.
Don't worry, it's a bit of a brain twister. It basically states that as technology becomes more efficient, we often end up using more of it, not less.
So even if DeepSeek makes it cheaper to train powerful AI models, it doesn't necessarily mean the demand for GPUs will go down.
Exactly. It's kind of counterintuitive, but think about it this way. If it suddenly becomes more affordable to develop cutting-edge AI, more companies and researchers will jump into the game, potentially driving up the demand for GPUs overall.
So instead of a few companies buying tons of expensive GPUs, we might see a lot more companies buying a smaller number, which could actually balance things out or even increase demand in the long run.
That's one possible scenario. And we also have to factor in the potential for companies to push the boundaries even further. If they realize they can get incredible results with fewer resources, what's stopping them from investing even more heavily in AI development, needing even more powerful GPUs?
So even if DeepSeek isn't the sole reason behind Nvidia's stock fluctuations, it's definitely adding fuel to the fire and raising some really important questions about the future of the AI hardware market.
Absolutely. It's like DeepSeek has thrown a wrench into the gears, forcing everyone to rethink their assumptions about how this whole AI revolution is going to unfold.
This has been an incredible start to our deep dive. We've uncovered so much already, and I can't wait to see what other surprises are in store.
Well, you're in for a treat. We've only just scratched the surface. Next, we'll delve into the implications of DeepSeek's open source nature and its potential to democratize access to AI, even for smaller companies.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring DeepSeek, this fascinating new AI that's shaking things up in the tech world. Before the break, we were discussing its potential impact on the AI hardware market, particularly with those Nvidia stock fluctuations. Expert speaker, you mentioned something about DeepSeek being open source. Can you explain what that means and why it's such a big deal?
Absolutely. Open source essentially means that the code behind DeepSeek is freely available for anyone to use, modify, and distribute. Think of it like a recipe that's been shared with the world.
So instead of keeping their secret sauce under lock and key, they're letting everyone see how the sausage is made. That seems pretty unusual for a company that's developed such a cutting-edge AI.
It is. Traditionally, companies have been very protective of their AI models, seeing them as a key competitive advantage. But DeepSeek's creators seem to be taking a different approach, and it's causing quite a stir in the AI community.
I can imagine. What are some of the potential benefits of having an open-source AI model like DeepSeek?
Well, for starters, it fosters a spirit of collaboration and innovation. Imagine thousands of developers from all over the world tinkering with DeepSeek, coming up with new ways to use it, and improving it in ways that its creators might never have imagined.
So it's like a massive brainstorming session where everyone contributes to making the AI better.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool concept. Does this mean we could see a whole bunch of new AI applications and tools popping up based on DeepSeek?
That's exactly what many people are predicting. We could see an explosion of creativity as developers tailor DeepSeek to very specific needs, whether it's in healthcare, education, finance, or even in creative fields like art and music.
It sounds like this could be a game changer for smaller companies or independent developers who might not have the resources to build their own AI models from scratch.
You hit the nail on the head. DeepSeek has the potential to democratize access to AI, leveling the playing field and allowing smaller players to compete with the tech giants.
That's a really exciting prospect.
Hmm.
But doesn't this also raise some concerns? I mean, if anyone can access and modify DeepSeek, couldn't it also be used for malicious purposes?
That's a valid concern, and it's something that the AI community is actively discussing. Just like any powerful technology, AI can be used for good or for bad. Open sourcing a model like DeepSeek certainly comes with risks, and it's crucial to have safeguards in place.
So it's like giving everyone a powerful tool, but we also need to make sure they use it responsibly.
Exactly. It's a delicate balancing act. But many argue that the potential benefits of open source AI in terms of innovation and accessibility outweigh the risks.
That makes sense. It's like any new invention, we need to figure out how to use it wisely and ethically.
Precisely. The open source nature of DeepSeek is just one of the many things that makes it so fascinating. Remember, we also touched upon its remarkable efficiency in training, achieving impressive results with fewer resources than some of its competitors.
Right, and that's what got everyone talking about its potential impact on companies like Nvidia, who dominate the market for those powerful GPUs needed for AI training.
It's almost like DeepSeek is challenging the status quo, forcing everyone to reevaluate their assumptions about how AI should be developed and who has access to it.
It's incredible how one AI model can spark so much discussion and speculation.
And we're not even done yet. Remember how we were talking about how DeepSeek's creators might have used their spare computing power as a quant company to train their model? Well, it turns out they've been busy applying their AI expertise to other areas as well.
Okay, you've got to tell me more. What else have they been up to?
Prepare to be amazed. They've recently unveiled Janus Pro 7B, an AI model that's making waves in the world of image generation.
Wait, so they're not just tackling text-based AI, but now they're going after images as well. That's a bold move.
It is. And the early results are pretty impressive. Janus Pro 7B seems to be going head-to-head with established players like Stable Diffusion and Daily, and even surpassing them in some benchmarks.
So they're coming for the big players in both text and image generation. This DeepSeek team is really ambitious.
They are. And what's even more remarkable is how quickly they're moving. It seems like they're constantly pushing the boundaries and challenging the conventional wisdom in the AI world.
I can't wait to see what they come up with next. This is like watching a tech thriller unfold in real time.
It certainly is. The emergence of DeepSeek has injected a jolt of energy into the AI landscape, and it's forcing everyone to pay attention.
This deep dive has been incredible so far. We've covered so much ground from stock market jitters to open source innovation, and now we're delving into the world of AI image generation. What's next on our agenda?
Well, now that we've explored the capabilities of DeepSeek and the waves it's making in the tech world, it's time to bring it all home. Let's shift our focus to what this all means for you, our listener, and how DeepSeek and the trends it represents might impact your work and daily life.
That's the key question, isn't it? It's all very exciting, but what's the practical takeaway for our listeners?
We'll explore that and more right after this.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been exploring DeepSeek, this game-changing AI that's causing a stir in the tech world and beyond. We've covered its impressive capabilities, its potential impact on companies like Nvidia, and its open-source nature, which is opening up access to powerful AI for a wider range of users. Expert speaker before the break, you teased that we'd be discussing what this all means for our listeners. It's all very fascinating, but how does DeepSeek actually translate into practical applications for people in their everyday lives and work?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's easy to get caught up in the hype, but what we really want to know is how this technology can be used to solve real-world problems and make our lives easier.
Exactly. So let's get down to brass tacks. What are some concrete ways that people can utilize DeepSeek in their work regardless of their industry?
Well, imagine being able to automate those tedious, repetitive tasks that eat up so much of your time. DeepSeek can be a powerful tool for things like data entry, scheduling, and even generating reports.
That sounds like a dream come true. I know I could definitely use a few extra hours in my day.
Yeah.
What about for people in more creative fields? Can DeepSeek be used for things like writing or design?
Absolutely. One of the most fascinating things about DeepSeek is its ability to generate human-quality text and even code. So you can use it as a brainstorming partner, a writing assistant, or even a tool for creating basic website layouts.
So it's like having an AI colleague who can help you with all sorts of tasks. That's pretty incredible. I remember you mentioned that DeepSeek is available on their website and even through mobile apps.
It is. And there are also platforms like Grok.com that offer simplified versions of DeepSeek for specific tasks, making it even more accessible for people who might not be AI experts.
So you don't need to be a tech wizard to start experimenting with DeepSeek and seeing how it can benefit your work. That's really encouraging to hear.
Exactly. One of the most exciting aspects of DeepSeek is its potential to empower individuals and small businesses. It's no longer just a tool for the big tech companies. Anyone with an internet connection can now access this powerful technology.
I can already see how this could lead to a wave of innovation as people from all walks of life start using DeepSeek to solve problems in their own unique ways.
That's the beauty of open source technology. It allows for a much more diverse range of perspectives and approaches, leading to solutions that might never have emerged from a traditional closed development environment.
It's like planting a seed and watching it grow in 1,000 different directions.
Exactly. And as DeepSeek continues to evolve and improve, the possibilities are truly endless. It's like we're standing at the cusp of a new era in technology where AI is no longer a distant concept, but a tool that we can all use to enhance our lives.
It's both exciting and a little bit daunting, isn't it? It feels like we're on the verge of something truly transformative.
It certainly does. But as with any powerful tool, it's important to approach AI with a sense of responsibility and awareness.
That's a crucial point. We've talked about the potential benefits of DeepSeek. But what about the potential downsides? Are there things we need to be cautious about?
Of course. No technology is without its risks, and AI is no exception. One concern is the potential for job displacement. As AI becomes more sophisticated, it's inevitable that some jobs will be automated.
That's a valid concern. It's important for society to adapt and find ways to retrain workers for the jobs of the future.
Absolutely. We also need to be mindful of potential biases that might be embedded in AI systems. If DeepSeek is trained on data that reflects existing societal biases, it could perpetuate those biases in its output.
So it's not just about the technology itself, but also about the data it's trained on and the people who are developing it.
Exactly. We need to ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that is fair, equitable, and benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey. We've explored the technical intricacies of DeepSeek, its impact on the market, and its potential to both revolutionize industries and empower individuals. But perhaps the most important takeaway is that we're all active participants in shaping the future of AI. It's not something that's happening out there. It's something that we are all contributing to through our choices and actions.
Well said. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's up to all of us to decide how we want to use this technology and what kind of world we want to create with it.
So as we conclude this deep dive, the message is clear. Stay informed, stay engaged, and keep asking those tough questions. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of DeepSeek and the future of AI. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay ahead